Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes and today I'm round the garage with both of my old banger Ford Escorts. Maude, my MOREDOOR Mark II, who I'm loving driving every day at the moment, mainly due to her freshly rebuilt LSD, and ESTHER, my ST170 powered Mark I, that is very close to being ready to be mapped. Now I don't actually have that much time to be playing with cars this weekend, which isn't such a bad thing because I haven't really had much money to buy any parts. I have got something that's come through the post for ESTHER, which I've been waiting for ages, and I've also got a small part that I finalised at home yesterday, which is ready to be refitted in her engine bay, and I'll go into that in just a minute. First, I want to talk about Maude, who gave me a bit of a scare the other day. Now, those of you who've been watching my videos will know that she's just had a new sump fitted, and since then, I've obviously been monitoring things just to make sure that it's going to stay leak-free. And about 2 days after I put Maude back on the road, I noticed a massive puddle under the engine bay and I thought the sump was leaking again. But it turned out to be the rocker cover. Now, I haven't had any problems with leaky rocker cover gaskets since I replaced the blacktop plastic rocker cover for this metal one from an earlier silver top Zetec. But the other day, it started leaking quite badly from the back edge of the rocker cover, where there's two half circle bits to the gasket that fit into two arch shaped bits on the cover. Now, I ordered a new gasket from my friends at Burton Power, which was delivered within just a couple of days, and I fitted it yesterday on my break at work. As usual, I'll leave a link to Burton Power's website in the description of this video. One thing worth noting about this rocker cover gasket, it was listed on Burton Power's website as a Victor Reinz gasket, which is one of my preferred brands. When it came though, it was actually in a Ford box. Now, I had a suspicion that Victor Reinz made the original gaskets for a Zetec rocker cover, and the gasket that I took out of here yesterday, which was a Victor Reinz gasket, again, I ordered it from Burton Power, but it actually came in a Victor Reinz packet last time. Now, that gasket was exactly the same as the one that I fitted yesterday, so I'm quite confident in saying that Victor Reinz do indeed make the original rocker cover gaskets for these engines. While I was at it, I also replaced these rubber O-rings, which I also got from Burton Power, but they're pretty much useless when you're not using the original Ford bolts, which I'm not. When I'm doing these up, basically the washer just cuts into them and it gets tight to a point and then goes loose again, where basically the washer has cut through the rubber O-ring and then you keep tightening it and it tightens up again. But basically it's tightened up against the rocker cover rather than being tightened up against the rubber O-rings. So maybe that is why this rocker cover ended up leaking. The other gasket, I think, has been on there about 6 months, maybe a year maximum. So maybe I need to get hold of some original Ford rocker cover bolts, but I'm definitely not going to go and buy them from Ford because they're really expensive. Now, if any of you out there have some used silver top Zetec rocker cover bolts that you don't mind selling, do let me know in the comments section or get in touch with me via social media and then I'll buy them off you. So since I changed the rocker cover gasket yesterday, it seems to be leak free. Obviously there's still traces of oil on the sump where the oil that had leaked out of the rocker cover before I changed the gasket is obviously still on the engine. I've got to wait for it to run down and then run off, but there's no actual drips coming off the bottom of the sump anymore. So I'm pretty sure that this engine is now leak free again. Obviously, at some point, I'm going to jack the car up and give the engine a good clean, and I'll continue monitoring the situation because quite a lot of people, based on what I'm doing, have decided that they're going to go for a nil-done sump, and I think it's only right that I keep you guys updated on how leak-free the sump is going to be this time. So yeah, other than that, Maude has been sweet since I put her back on the road. The next thing I'm probably going to be doing with her is going through the fuel system. Every now and again, it seems to cut out, and it only happens when I really launch the car hard. So I don't know if I've got a bit of shit in the carb or something, but basically I'm going to be going through the whole fuel system. I'm going to change the filter for the fuel pump. I'm going to change the filter, the seals, and the diaphragm in the fuel pressure regulator. And as you would have seen in one of my previous videos, I've bought a full rebuild kit for the carb. So I'm going to be taking that apart and cleaning the jets out, and hopefully that will be the end of that issue. But I'm going to show that in a different video, and I'll probably crack on with that next weekend. Moving on to ESTHER, my ST170 powered Mark I. I mentioned when I was working on Maude last week that I actually found the fitting that was missing, which means I can now finalise the plumbing for her oil catch can. I came round here yesterday and basically cut this pipe to the right length and picked up the fitting, and then I fitted the fitting onto the pipe last night at home. So I'm just going to quickly screw this on, and then that's the oil catch can all plumbed in. So yeah, that's the final hose for the oil catch can, coming out of the rocker cover and then running under the trumpets alongside the other one and then into the oil catch can. As I'm sure I've mentioned loads of times before, all these fittings and hose and stuff that to do with all the plumbing on this car, I've bought from a company called Torx UK. I don't think they have their own website, but I'll leave a link in the description of this video to their eBay shop. And where I've been running the car, this one here has gone a bit melted, so I need to think about protecting that from the heat somehow. And that's why it's a really good idea, if you can, to get the engine running before you send it off to the rolling road so that you can identify problems like that burnt pipe and rectify them before you go there. There's nothing worse than going all the way to the rolling road and then getting told you can't have the car tuned and bringing it all the way back and then having to go down there another time. Now there is one part for ESTHER that I've been waiting for absolutely ages. I ordered it about a month ago, I think it was now, and they told me that it had to be made to order, but it came through the post the other day, so I'm going to show you that now. So as I'm sure a lot of you can already guess just by the name, I have now received the harnesses for ESTHER's bucket seats. I can't remember the company I got these from, but I got them on eBay, and I'll leave a link to the eBay listing in the description of this video. These are basically the same harnesses that I've got fitted to MOREDOOR, but obviously these are black, whereas MOREDOOR's ones are blue. I think it's quite cool that in MOREDOOR I've got black seats and blue harnesses, and in ESTHER I've got blue seats and black harnesses. The reason I went for Luke ones is not just because I've got them fitted to MOREDOOR, it's because they have this type of quick release clip which takes these threaded eye bolts. Now these are a 3-point harness, which basically means you've got 3 fixing points to the car, all using these eye bolts, as I just said. Now 2 of them are the actual original mounting points for the original seat belts. So you've got one here and one down there on the inner seal, and then the one in the back which isn't an original mounting point, and that one will actually need a spreader plate on the back, which is basically a plate with a nut welded to it, and then the eye bolt will screw into that, whereas the original mounting points already have a spreader plate welded in behind there. Now one thing I do need to check is that these eye bolts that have come with the harnesses are the same thread as the threads that are in the car. Yeah, so that's sweet. Those eye bolts fit. So now I just need to order 2 spreader plates, which are the same thread as a Mark 1 ESCORT seatbelt fixing thread, and then I'll be able to mount the harnesses in. But I'm not really in a hurry to mount them, to be honest, because I'm trying to keep these seats covered for now until I get her on the road, because obviously with them being blue, they're really easy to get dirty. Part of me wishes that I've got black seats, but I really do like the blue ones. But if they ever do get greasy permanently and I can't get it out, then I'm going to wish that I did get black ones, but the blue ones do look much better. And they match the fluffy dice, which is very important. So that's all the progress I have to report on my cars. Now the main focus of today is going to be Winston, my girlfriend Kat's plastic Ford Fiesta. We bought some new front brake pads and brake discs for him, and I was supposed to fit them last week on my week off, but I was too busy with my cars. So what I'm going to be doing today is fitting those. As you can see, Kat is not here yet. So what I'll do while we're waiting for her is show you the parts. We got some Delphi front brake discs and some Delphi front brake pads. Now I was actually amazed at how cheap you can get a set of front discs and pads for Kat's Fiesta. As far as I can make out by the listings, every Fiesta Mark 7 has the same brakes apart from the ST ones. So these ones are slightly smaller discs than what the ST would run. I'm not sure if the pads are the same or not, but basically you can get a kit for that Fiesta, front brake pads and brake discs for 40 quid, which I think is ridiculous. Obviously they were brands that I've never heard of, so I said to Kat, look, let's go for the cheapest set that is an actual brand that I've heard of. And Delphi are pretty good, and I think these were about 70 quid, maybe 80 quid. I'll put the price on the screen, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video to the eBay listing for anyone who is interested in getting some front brakes for their Fiesta. But yeah, I thought these were really well priced, to be honest. Now these shouldn't be too difficult to fit. Obviously her brake calipers are slightly different than the calipers that I use on my cars, but I have fitted front brake pads to her Fiesta before, so this shouldn't be too difficult. But we won't be able to find out until she gets here, so I'm going to give her a ring. Hello? Hello, darling. Where are you? Round the corner. All right. All right. See you in a bit. You bringing me a drink? Would you like me to? Of course. All right. Do you want Lucy's over something? Yeah, that'll do. Thank you. Yeah. Love you. Bye. Oh, I couldn't resist at least just leaning one of the harnesses on the seat just to see what it's going to look like. I think it looks pretty good. So you want me to show you how to change the front brakes, yeah?
Let's do it.
You're not really dressed for getting greasy.
Because you are.
My glamorous assistant has brought me some parts. And that's the rebuild kit for the fuel pressure regulator for MOREDOOR that I was on about earlier, but I'll go into that in a different video. Press the gun against the wheel. Yeah, not too much, but just because what you've done there, you could ruin your nut because it slipped off while it was spinning.
Okay, okay.
Go on.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. We done it?
Yeah. It's in the socket. You've got to take the nut out of it. There you go. hold the. That's it. No.
Okay, because
That's it. Put the tool down. Lift it up by the spokes.
By the spokes. Oh my god.
Right, so I've already done one side of Winston's brake, so if it looks like I know what I'm doing, don't be fooled. Kat insists that she wants to get involved, so she's going to take the wheel off.
Yeah.
Right, we are really running out of time. We're going to end up getting to this meal we're supposed to be at later. Late. But let's get this done. Right, so the way I done the other side was I took the whole caliper off and tied it up out of the way. Then I changed the disc. Then I bolted the caliper back on. Then I separated the caliper from the carrier and then put the pads in. So that's the way I'm going to do this side as well. And ideally I should have probably disconnected this hose here and hung the brake caliper right out the way, but just trying to save time. Hopefully this disc will come straight off like that. Yeah, these had a really bad lip, so it was definitely time to change the discs as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure if these bolts are supposed to have Loctite on them, but definitely won't hurt. Better safe than sorry. If I've got any left, yeah. Get the old pads out of the way. And these bolts, you get new ones with the brake pads, so throw them away. Just give this a quick brush just to get rid of the brake dust. Maybe we should be a bit more thorough with it, I don't know, I ain't got time. Just going to G-clamp this piston back. Hopefully the piston will stay there for a minute. New pads. And to all the haters, this is definitely not copper grease. According to Google, the bolts that hold the caliper to the hub are supposed to be 70 Newton meters, which is about there. And then these ones that hold the caliper to the carrier need to be 26 Newton meters. And just need to give the brake discs a quick clean, get rid of all the dirty fingerprints. Right, so just got to nip the wheel nuts up now, and me and Kat need to get out of here. We're running so late. So I'll pick this video back up when I get a chance. See you in a bit. So after a mad rush to get home and get ready, we're now on our way to the Greek restaurant to celebrate Kat's sister-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Ema. Winston's brakes feel pretty good. At some point in the future, I'll give them a proper test, but at the moment, I need to go easy on them until they're bedded in. I probably won't be making another video for about a week, when I'll be tackling the fuel system on MAUDE and hopefully curing the issue I've got where she keeps bogging down when I'm launching. So I'm going to end this video here. If you thought it was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you thought it was shit, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe and activate the notification bell to be kept right up to date with any other videos that I post in the future. Make sure you check out my Facebook and my Instagram, and I'll leave the links you need for that in the description as well. If you've got your own classic Ford, do send some pictures over to my Facebook page and I'll share them on the page so that everyone else can look at them. I've had loads of people sharing their cars with me recently, and I'm really enjoying engaging with you lot about the projects that you've got on the go. If you've got any questions or comments about anything in today's video, make sure you put them down in the comment section. I make a point of replying to everyone, and that's a good thing about being such a small YouTuber. I don't get that many comments, so I can reply to everyone. Anyway, that's enough waffling. So from me and Kat, until next time, thanks for watching.